Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Advancement Center, where we greet you 6 days a week and deliver what comes to each one of us to uplift and support humanity through the world of magic and miracles, the industry of magic and miracles, and the power of hypersonic magic. Each one delivers what they were given to deliver. And as always, it's a marvel in every moment where you have a glimpse of the journey from whence you came to being in any specific moment where time steps aside and you feel the places you've been and how you have changed. And that's what's happening on the planet. It has always been happening. The change that comes is at a perfect time for a specific purpose, always to help you grow and to shift your awareness to a higher perspective, a higher view than this physical plane as your primary focus in your life. And so much is happening with every person. I share with you my own feelings oftentimes, but there's, like in the movie The Matrix, where Neo expressed something always calling to him, always leading him to something more different, something that wouldn't let him be satisfied where he was. And it turned out to be the realization of what was called the Matrix, the world behind the world. And he couldn't get it out of his awareness. He said it was like a splinter in his brain, just constantly pushing him to something more that he didn't even know what it was. And each of us are experiencing that in our own way, in our own timing. But the feeling of the completeness of all the questions and the mysteries is getting closer and closer. The separation and the awareness of yourself outside of this physical body is getting stronger and stronger. Your ability to see and hear is growing. And it's a feeling of you're not the same person. You've been changed. And I remember the song the words that say, you gave up yourself so you could go on into heaven, and that self being the focus on the physical world, so you could go into heaven, which is to have that aspect of you be your primary focus, and therefore heaven is everywhere you are. I see many people who are feeling this change, and yet they're starting their journey, and I understand that because that's what happened for me. All of a sudden, something comes into your world and you can't go back. And whereas before you may have spoken about the things in this world, this life, the systems, the government, the education, the medical system, as things that are supporting you and things that are looking after you, you come to the place where you see the greater picture without judgment, but just with simple awareness. And as you speak to others, you see that they are in that place that you were in, and you smile, and you know that that moment is coming for them, where they'll see that there's another way, that there always was, but they only could do what they could do until they heard that there was another way. And when I say heard, not hearing the words, but hearing it deep within you. The words are easy to resist, but the delivery of something that you're ready for is never resisted. It is embraced, and your life is changed in that moment. The whole world is moving through this flow in this field that I am expressing, a recalibrating of the awareness of who each person is. And it's a marvel to be experiencing it for myself and transmitting it to all who come into my field. Another way, a different way, a new reality, and the ending of something that took your primary focus for as long as you can remember. It's an amazing time. And soon everything will be filled with smiles and laughter as everyone moves into that space. Of their own freedom. So I'll read some words to you now. This is chapter 29 of This Life is a Hoot. And in the meantime, your brain is fucked. Chapter 29. It is finished. It is done. And now, once again, it has begun. Now the journey to the unfucking of our brains can begin. The way has been made available through the reconnection and reunion of ourselves to our creator self. The path is now clearly marked as your spirit, body, and mind are coming back together as one. The three had been separated to promote competition with each other for supremacy. And because of the physical dimension that we are living in, the mind and its brain, with its ability to analyze matter and use logic, has made itself the king. It has run the show for millennia, ever since the disconnection of our link between the human aspect and the spirit aspect of ourselves was done. Now the three will move as one, and all three aspects will have equal influence on the whole as they return to the union that was theirs at the beginningless beginning. The hierarchy will be flattened by the rotational force of the connection that has been restored. Each of the three are magnificent and endowed with their own consciousness, yet they were designed to act as one within the three individual parts. It was only with the disconnection from our God-present self that they would experience a separation and feel lost and begin to create ways that they thought would help them survive. And the mind, with its brain, thought that it must be the one to take the lead to make this happen. Our mind and our brain were not designed to do this, but when it thought that it had to survive, it went rogue and became fucked. It created thousands of programs that it thought would help promote survival, but instead it made the spirit and the body susceptible to the influence of logic, analysis, and the systematic diagnosis of every aspect of life, putting the spirit in the background and taking the body into a constant state of fight or flight. This is what we're coming out from under, and it is causing the mind and the brain to release its grip and recognize that all has been returned to perfection and that there is no need for survival. We have been reconnected to our source, and through this reunion, we are made whole. And the three parts can once again spin freely as one, giving us full access to our multidimensional self. It is the spirit and the heart within the body that have kept us afloat for these many years, as we have waited for this reconnection to occur. Even when the unlinking occurred, the spirit and the heart always remembered their true nature and their natural state of divinity. You are now starting to know yourself as you knew yourself before the disconnection. We are starting to be able to operate as if we are in cruise control. The movement of your vehicle is being handled by another part of you so that you can let go of the massive control of your life that you have felt you had to take on because of the disconnection and the fear and the feeling of survival that came with it. As you feel yourself in cruise control, as you are physically moving or just sitting while moving through the physical world, through your channel with your spirit, you will begin to sense yourself as a complete, intact, individual universe. You will be able to feel the planets revolving around your star and sense a solar system and a universal grid that surrounds, supports, and encapsulates your whole being, your universe. You will have become the three: the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, the mind, and the body. The three no longer separated and no longer in competition, now in complete unison, alignment, and harmony, spinning like a whirling dervish in full creation mode, a fully operating universe within the flow and energy of the Creator. Through the dark night of the soul to the light of your magnificence, love has never given up on us. Love will never give up on you. There has always been a plan to bring each one forward to their majestic whole self. Your being and your consciousness were held captive, but now it has been released, and you have been handed back your royal seal, and you are sovereign and free. That being and its consciousness are coming into your physical body in this physical plane with a perfect frequency match to you that only allows you access to yourself so that you and your field can never again be penetrated or infected by any malevolent entities that would choose to try and control you. To make this happen and bring it forward sometimes seemed impossible, but love could never give up on us. And it sent in those beings that chose to be a part of making this happen, those beings that agreed to deliver the keys and codes and to move all the obstacles that would block its arrival. As always, they will go unrecognized and unnoticed by most of humanity, and they are not looking to receive any, nor do they need any, as it was their destiny to do what they came to do. And they did it with great courage and great personal sacrifice, but they were determined to finish the mission that they agreed to take on. But know that all of heaven and all those that have been allowed to see bows their heads and bends a knee to what they have done for that very same humanity that is not always able to see them. It is difficult to imagine your God present self being able to come into your human form. Your body was not designed to contain that much energy, but know that the process has been building and preparations have been made for this to happen over the perfect amount of time for each individual as they chose to receive it. Now we enter into the true awakening, where we will begin to see and understand all that we have done and all that we are. For the full and complete you, with every aspect of your being reconnected, is making its way into your human form. It is finished. It is done. And now, once again, it has begun. It is the end of a great cycle, and we have come full circle once more, as the game of setting humanity free has been completed. With great effort and determination, with a desire that could not be quenched, and with a love that is even greater than what is known as unconditional love. Yes, we have done this before. And like before, the next chapter is being written as we take a moment to rest and recover, to reflect and to remember all that we have done individually and collectively to end one cycle and start the next cycle anew. So at this exact moment in time, we pause and stop for just a moment to honor all that has led to this moment. We stop time just so we can start it again, to signify the official beginning of the new cycle of the new world. It is finished. It is done. And now the new cycle has once more begun. Let all mankind and all life everywhere begin their celebrations. Let them raise a glass in the great hall to toast this magnificent moment, this grand achievement that was always destined to happen, even in the midst of feeling as though it could never happen. And as we clink our glasses together, let us feel and deliver the gratitude to everyone, everywhere who has taken part in the arrival of this majestic day. For as we restart the clock of this new cycle, all remembrance will pour in through every channel of your unified being as it comes to rest within your beautiful human form. All have played their role perfectly. There have been no bad actors. All have done what was perfect and natural for them to do without effort. All could only do this at this time, what was given for them to do. Hold no one in judgment, for that world as of this moment has ended, and the time for that reaction has run out. Therefore, as you awaken to this new cycle with a brand new, never before seen you, the cycle and the world that we have just ended will begin to disappear, even as it is still running in another dimension on a different timeline. For nothing that has been created can ever be destroyed. But we will have moved into a completely new reality that can no longer be triggered by the old one. So we are reuniting in every way to our original blueprint, but we will operate that original blueprint within our physical body, something that has never been done before. So as we line up on the starting line, we wait for the starter of the race to say those 7 words. Runners, take your mark, get set, go. And the gun sounds, and the new game, the new cycle, the new human race, and the new civilization can begin. And magic and miracles, the industry of magic and miracles, and hypersonic magic will lead the way. With each step, we will move further and further away from the old cycle and our magnificent triumph over its control. And even as we widen the gap with each step in this uncharted world, We thank the old, because without the old, there could be no new. And all of a sudden, right in the awareness of somewhere we have never been before, we find ourselves feeling that uncanny sense of having been here before. And that is because we have. We have done this before. It is the great mystery of being spirit, never born and never died. For once again, it is finished. It is done. And now, with the sound of the gun, it is once again begun. There's a time of the day when the sun's going down. That's the golden time of day. It's a time that the sun turns a gold all around. That's the golden time of day. At the end of the day, when the wind is soft and warm, ooh, it makes the flowers sway. When the sun settles down and it takes a lovely form, that's the golden time of day. People, let me tell you, there's a time in your life when you find who you are. That's the golden time of day. And in your mind, you will find you're a bright, shining star. Ooh, that's the golden time of day. When you feel deep inside all the love you're looking for, don't it make you feel okay? Like the time of the day when the sun's going down. That's the golden time of day. Shining, can't you see it shining? Whoa. Shining, can't you see it shining? Whoa. If you believe in love, shine, shine, shine your love, shine your love, shining. Can't you see it shining? Whoa. 'Cause that's the golden time of day. It's the end of the old cycle and the beginning of a new. Congratulations to everyone. And cheers to a life that is only perfect, having perfect health and magic, so much magic that that's all you know. Thanks for joining me. I am David.